So yesterday we talked about the possibility of the Baltimore Ravens adding a Jadeveon Clowney, and right when we dropped that video, this came out, and this is crazy, but it says a lot about the Baltimore Ravens. It says a lot about Rashod Bateman, and it says a lot about EDC. We're going to get into it. So this came from Jordan Schultz. He said, sources, during their pursuit of a wide receiver, the Dallas Cowboys also looked into a trade for Ravens wide receiver Rashod Bateman. So Dallas, the Cowboys, they were like, look, we're looking for a wide receiver who can be that guy that we can pair up with Ceedee Lamb, who can be that guy that we can give to Dak Prescott to make our offense even better. And before George Pickens, they looked at Rashod Bateman. First and foremost, that lets us know, like, us as Ravens fans, we done came a long way. Because when is the last time that you heard about somebody wanting to trade for a Baltimore Ravens wide receiver? That off top, that's amazing, man. That's really special. This is like historic. This has been such a historic offseason for the Baltimore Ravens. A lot of stuff that has never happened before is happening this year. We're going to see. But anyway, that says a lot about Rashod Bateman, how he's viewed, how he's looked at. And Rashod Bateman, I'm sure he would have been happy over there too. I'm sure he's happy in Baltimore, but I'm sure he would have been happy over there too with another passing offense. Because, like, we can say that now. Like, before, we couldn't really say that too much, but now we can say, oh, yeah, we got us a passing offense. We got us a wide receiver-friendly offense. But, again, this says a lot about how far the Baltimore offense has come and how far their development of wide receivers has come. Rashod Bateman, first couple of years, it was up and down. He showed some flashes, but we never really saw the complete everything. And I will say, even last year, I would say the same. We didn't even see the complete or the best of the best with Rashod Bateman. He was good, but there was some times where he was MIA, where he would get hurt and leave the game and wouldn't come back. And then he missed a little bit of time here and there, but nothing crazy. But I feel like we ain't even see the best of Rashod Bateman yet. Even though last year was his breakout season and last year was the best year of his career, I still feel like Rashod Bateman can be even better than he was in 2024. And I expect him to be that moving forward. And I see the Dallas Cowboys, they expected that as well. Now, if they would have got Rashod Bateman, boy, the Cowboys, they would have had a steal. They really would have had a steal. They still got Rashod Bateman would have been under contract for the next couple of years. And his contract is low. It's extremely low. It's cheap. So if Ravens would have traded Rashod Bateman to the Cowboys, oh my goodness, that would have been something. But then what this says to me about Eric DeCosta and how he feels about a Rashod Bateman and how the Ravens feel about a Rashod Bateman, I think they feel the same way that I feel, like the best is yet to come. Now, if they would have traded Rashod Bateman, then we still would have had DeAndre Hopkins on the squad. So we would have had DeAndre Hopkins, Zay Flowers. We would have had Tez Walker, Tylan Wallace, LeJontay Wester. So we still would have been cool. But EDC said, no. Cowboys, no, thank you. And I like that. Because that shows, like, even from what EDC said last year about Rashod Bateman, remember when he was like, oh, I'm bullish on Rashod Bateman. I believe in Rashod Bateman. He felt like the only thing that was holding Rashod Bateman back was injuries and opportunity. So last year, I feel like injuries did hold him back a little bit, but he got a lot more opportunity, and he showed exactly what he can do. And he made the most of it for sure. So now, with that under his belt, Eric DeCosta got tested. Cowboys, Jerry Jones and them, they tested Eric DeCosta. Oh, you said you were bullish on Rashod Bateman? Let's see. I don't know what they offered because the report doesn't say that. In fact, you know what? Let's finish reading the report. It said, so those talks didn't go far, and Dallas ultimately struck a post-draft deal with the Steelers for George Pickens. Dallas' search for another receiver was a months-long process. Now, with that part, I got questions because I wonder if I'm not sure what this report is saying, whether it's saying that these talks, they started before the draft or it was after the draft. By the way that everything is worded, I would think that it was before the draft because it says during their pursuit of a receiver, Cowboys also looked into a trade for Ravens wide receiver Rashod Bateman. Those talks didn't go far. So for that part, during their pursuit of a wide receiver, they tried to go after Rashod Bateman. Then at the end where he says Dallas's search for another receiver was a months-long process. So he's letting it be known like this was happening for a while. So it seems like this could have been before the draft. But regardless of when it was, Ravens said no. Now, the part that got me, it says those talks didn't go far. So I wonder if EDC was like, you know what? I hear you out. I'll listen. Or if EDC was like, oh, hello? And, oh, yeah, we want to trade for Rashod Bateman. No, bye. But with EDC, knowing EDC, I obviously don't know him personally, but from everything we've seen from EDC to this point in his career, because we've been understanding more and more of EDC ever since 2019. That's when he really been showing himself, and ever since then, we've been seeing patterns and whatnot. I would think that EDC would have at least listened to what the Cowboys had to offer for a Rashod Bateman. And I wonder, remember back about a month and a half ago when Rashod Bateman tweeted, "Know your worth." You think that has something to do with this? Hey, who knows? But one thing that we do know, without question, that Rashod Bateman is a Baltimore Raven. And he ain't going to no Dallas Cowboys. We got him. Before we continue, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe and have them notifications turned on so you don't miss anything going down with our Baltimore Ravens. I love y'all, appreciate y'all. But now we have entered my favorite part of these videos where we get to feature your questions. If you would like to take part in it, send an email to teamkeepitclean@gmail.com, or for the patrons, send it in a DM on Patreon. If you would like to become a Team Keep It Clean patron, you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids. And shout out to y'all. Shout out to all the channel members. Shout out to all the Team Keep It Clean family, because that's exactly what we are. Let's get into this first question from our family member, our guy, Marc JG. He said, would you rather? He said, what's going on, Ingraven? What's up, Marc? We're going to jump straight into this one. Would you rather sign #JC24 or trade for Kayvon Thibodeau? You already know my answer to that. You already know. I'm signing Jadeveon Clowney all day, every day, twice on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and 3 times on Sunday. You ain't got to give up no draft capital. You know he's still a baller. You know he could fit into your system. So, yeah, easy. Now, I ain't got no problem with Kayvon Thibodeau. He's obviously much younger and whatnot, but Jadeveon Clowney, yeah, let's get it. Anyway, he said, having one of them and Trenton Simpson at outside linebacker with Mike Green and Adolphe away, all of a sudden we got juice in the room. Yes, we do. So you can't go wrong with either one, but you know my choice. He said, we can talk logic, but I think winning now is logical. I love it. I love that, because it is. Win. Make your roster the best one that you possibly can. It's funny, my guy Yuri, he was on Twitter, and he was saying, if we add Jadeveon Clowney, and I think he said even if we didn't, but we should. Anyway, he said if we add Jadeveon Clowney, he said this could be the best roster that Lamar Jackson has ever had in his tenure as a Baltimore Raven. And that's some high praise, because in 2023, that roster was, woo! In 2024, that roster was, whoa! Even in, what was the year where everybody got hurt? Was it 2021? But they never got to see that roster because everybody got hurt. But I would love that. You know already. He said, how do you feel about both prospects? Okay, we went over that already. He said, I do hope that you're doing well, Ingraven, and I'll be back soon. Oh, I know you will, my friend. Much love to you. Next question came from my guy, Malik. He said, hey, Ingraven, how you doing? Hey, we doing real good. I hope you're doing even better. He said, I hope the family is doing well. Love watching your videos, and the Panthers just released Jadeveon Clowney and want to know your opinion. Do you think the Ravens would bring him back after we just got Mike Green, even though our pass rush room is packed? But he is a great pass rusher. Thank you for the amazing content. I hope I get a chance to meet you. No, I appreciate you, Malik. I would love to get a chance to meet you. It would be my privilege to meet you. It ain't the other way around. Trust me. We ain't nobody. We ain't nothing special. But you, I could tell by you special just by the way that you worded this email. So I appreciate you, my friend. Yeah, you already know. Now, you did mention that the pass rusher room is packed, and it is. But how many of those guys are really getting a true opportunity? How many of those guys are really getting a chance to shine? How many of those guys have already gotten a chance to shine? If you add Jadeveon Clowney to the mix, it doesn't take away anything from anybody that the Ravens haven't already taken away. So it would be just fine. Team upgrade. Next question came from my guy Joseph. He said, good morning, great day, great afternoon, great night. Whenever you're watching this, just great. He said, hope you and the family are doing well. My question is this: where do you think we could still use some help and depth? I would say defensive line, interior to defensive line. Get some big boys up front to help just give us more bodies because we're a little thin up there. He said, I personally think the offensive line is our only weak spot. You can use some more offensive line too. The Joseph Noteboom, that was a nice signing, nice depth. Potential starter, we'll see, but nice depth. Anyway, he said, I'm not even sure weak is the correct word. Let's just say depth could be added. I'd like to know your thoughts. God bless you and your family. In addition, where did you get the Purple Rising helmet? Oh, man, I love this thing. Y'all already know, man. I love it. And I'm at Ravens. Just hit your boy up. But no, shout out to Heart of the City. Heart of the City. My guy Amir, he has sent that out just as a gift, man. And I appreciate it so much because I love it. For me, it's something it's very, very thoughtful, but it's super, super simple, excuse me. And that stuff just like, it touches me for real. Just the simple stuff, the thoughtful stuff. When somebody thinks of you and they do something special like that, I appreciate it so much, man. So thank you to Amir from Heart of the City. Much love to you, my friend. I already know you got stuff in store for Team Keep It Clean this upcoming season like you have for the past couple of seasons. So you already know. Let me know, man. But anyway, he said, that's sweet. Have a blessed day and keep up the amazing work. Sincerely, Joe, former PBA Pro Bowler. Next question came from G. He said, out of all the undrafted rookies, which ones do you think have the best chance at making the roster? That's a really, really good question because Ravens signed, 17 of them? But just looking at the list, off top, I would say Jason Jones, defensive tackle from Auburn. And I would simply say him because the Ravens are still pretty thin there. And they've shown us before, like, hey, they could do some work with an undrafted rookie, free agent defensive tackle. They are very, very good at developing defensive linemen. So I would say him. Another one, just off top, would be Jay Higgins. And I know somebody in the comment section a couple of videos ago, they were like, hey, you need to check out Jay Higgins. Please do it. And I still got you. But I would say Jay Higgins because the Ravens are still a little thin at inside linebacker. You got Roquan Smith. We'll see what they do with Trenton Simpson. It's still an unknown in my opinion. You also got Teddy Buchanan. You also got Jake Hummel. You got some linebackers, but it's a lot of unknown there, and it's still pretty thin. So you're gonna need starters, obviously, next to Roquan Smith. You're gonna need special teams players as well. You're just gonna need straight up depth. So I would say Higgins too.